Welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, featuring the head coach of the Nicholls State University football team, Charlie Stubbs. Today's program is presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. The Charlie Stubbs Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. The Colonels finally got a chance to play in front of their home crowd this past Saturday. The weather was sloppy, sometimes the play on the field was too, but in the end, Nicholls did enough things right to win going away. We're joined now by the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. Welcome to the program, sir. Sitting at 2-2 right now. Some corrections to be made after the Langston win, but the key point was it was a win, and you were able to play a much stronger second half than we saw in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, we made mistakes. I was thinking this season as I thought about all four games. The two games that we won, we faced adversity in both games, which is a character builder. Normally in the past, unfortunately, we would have a real tough time and wouldn't be able to recover. But we came out, Arkansas Tech made some definite good plays early. We, again, hurt ourselves with penalties, and then also some untimely turnover, resulting in a touchdown. But then we responded well, and so I like that. And we finished very strong in the game, so we got a definite wake-up call, but we'll be ready in the future.
We looked down at the sideline before kickoff and about 10, 11 players sitting there in street clothes, including 3 starting defensive backs. You got to heal up over these next couple weeks here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be any better for this game coming up this week. Again, the guys have significant injuries, but we're hoping that by the time we get into conference play that we'll be back to pretty much full strength.
Well, each of the first 3 opponents were making their home debuts when hosting the Red and Gray. It was finally time for Nicholls to play in front of a friendly crowd at John L. Guidry Stadium. First ever meeting between Nicholls and Langston. The Colonels were looking to get it going early. In every game they've played in this year, the team that got the opening kickoff drove it down the field for 6 points. This would be no different. First quarter of action, it's 1st and 10 at the Nicholls 38. Bo Hebert connecting with tight end Nick Skelpo. This one goes for 22 yards. Skelpo with 2 catches on the evening, and the Colonels start driving the ball down the field. 3rd and 6 at the 19. Hebert hits junior Josh Hanberry in stride, his first touchdown reception as a Colonel. It wouldn't be his last, though. 7-0 Nicholls at this point in the ball game. Langston, though, a lot of players from the New Orleans area. They had a great fan base turnout, and they came ready to play. First possession, Kevon Jackson with back-to-back runs of over 15 yards. Nicholls also helped the Lions cause with 3 offside penalties on this drive. We take you to 3rd and goal at the 1. Mark Wright with a QB sneak. He's in for the score. We're tied up at 7. Langston ran for a season-high 132 yards. Now, we mentioned the Colonels already dealing with a number of injuries heading into the ball game. They could ill afford more. Hebert here gets crushed from behind by Thomas Worthen. The ball pops loose. Fortunately, the right tackle, Eric Alt, falls on it, but Hebert is shaken up. Nicholls would be forced to punt. That was one of 4 times that Nicholls put the ball on the turf in this ball game. Fortunately here, Hebert would make his way to his feet. On the ensuing punt, Connor Frio has done a nice job this year. He boots it 46 yards. Sheldon Augustine, the return man, slips out of the grip of a couple of tacklers. It's a 53-yard return to the Nicholls 29. Augustine would finish with 112 all-purpose yards to lead the Lions in that category. Langston gets the ball down to the goal line. Nicholls looking for a stand. 4th and goal at the 1. Langston tries to sneak it in again. This time, though, after they pull the bodies off the pile, the Colonels get the turnover on downs. The Colonels' defense is number 1 in the Southland Conference in 4th down defense. The happiness, though, would be short-lived. The Colonel offense looking for some breathing room here, but Marcus Washington is brought down in the end zone by Trey Keys. It's a safety, and Langston takes a 9-7 lead. So that's a situation here heading into the second quarter. Really an unusually tough day for Marcus Washington, especially early. 1st and 10 at the Langston 48 here. He winds up dropping the handoff. Talib Woods would scoop it up for the Lions. He heads the other way. A 47-yard touchdown return here. The Colonels Coach Stubbs mentioned killing themselves. Langston up 16-7. Colonels forced to punt on their next possession, but they get a break. Chase Green signaling for the fair catch. He couldn't hold on. Nichols long snapper Ty Boudreaux races all the way down and falls on the football. Now the Colonels would have to capitalize. Terrific field position here at the Langston 27-yard line. 3rd and goal at the 11. Hebert scrambles and he finds Hanbury again. Another touchdown. Nichols back in it, trailing 16-14 after Andrew Dolan's extra point. So 2 touchdowns for Josh Hanbury in this ball game. And the Colonels Special Forces making amends, forcing Langston to start the next drive at their own 16. Davin Bovey towing the line here against returner Kenrick Roberson. Just drags him down to the turf, wouldn't let him go. Bovey led Nichols with 9 tackles in this game. 7 of those were solo efforts. Nichols would get the ball back with under 5 minutes left. Now Marcus Washington, after being held out the previous possession, breaks off a 29-yard run down to the Lions' 26. He was back on path for another 100-plus yard rushing effort. After a holding penalty backs the Colonels up, Hebert with the play-action pass to Carey Fortson. It comes in a driving rain. It's good for 30 yards down to the Langston 6. That was Fortson's longest reception as a Colonel. 4th and goal at the 3 coming up here. And Hebert floating it out to Marcus Washington in the flat. He takes it in for the score. Nichols getting the lead back with 30 seconds left in the half. It's 21-16 going into the locker room in favor of the Colonels. Coach, the defense started to pick it up again late first half, forced Langston to settle for some short drives, 3rd and out a few times. Really at that point, with about 6 or 7 minutes left in the second quarter, it seemed like things started to come back the Colonels' way.
Yeah, the thing as a coach, too, when you see things aren't going your way, the biggest thing is you can play and make mistakes, but we're not going to lose the game. So we tried to keep our poise over there, just tried to coach them. And like I say, it was big with the defensive stops that they made, and then also that we were able to score right before the half and at least went into the half with the lead.
And Marcus Washington, you pulled him for a series after that fumble. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, just to show that, just like all of our players, that there's accountability, and we knew we were putting him right back in. That wasn't a concern. And again, the game is about who makes the fewest mistakes, really, in a football game. So guys are going to make mistakes. All we want to do is just get their attention and move forward. But if we pulled out everybody that made a mistake, it'd be, a tough situation. But he responds very well, and you can see he did.
He did. I think it's important to show if Marcus Washington is accountable, that means everybody's accountable on that field because he is your playmaker out there.
He definitely is.
Well, let's give you an exclusive look inside the locker room during halftime with a fired up head coach Charlie Stubbs.
We can play so much better, and we will. We will. Now, we get out there, they get the ball right off. I'm going to challenge our defense to stop them. We go right back, drive it down, and get a bigger lead. You understand that? We should not punt any the second half. We're our worst enemy. It's not Langston, I can tell you that. It's us. From penalties, turnovers, quarterback, no sense of urgency, anything. Unbelievable. But the goal is to win the football game, and then we'll make some corrections. You understand that? Be ready to go, play. Again, like I told you guys, I always say, take care of the ball, minimize the penalties, they can't beat us. What do? Don't take care of the ball, penalties galore, and guess what the score is? And those guys in that other locker room right now, they believe right now, for sure, they can beat you guys. That's exactly what they believe right now because we let them believe. We let them believe.
Well, fortunately, the Colonels came out and made sure the Lions wouldn't believe that for much longer. Midway through the third quarter, Nichols starting a drive at their own 16. This is a big third down conversion. Hebert to Darrell Watson, 31 yards into Langston territory here. Watson's first catch of the season. 3rd and 8 now at the 27. Hebert is going to have to get there with his feet. He got 11 yards. That was enough. And then he gets horse-collared by Talib Woods. Half the distance to the goal puts Nichols at the 8. Hebert, he has really taken a beating this year, but he just keeps on going out there. 2nd and goal, it's Washington in for the score, 28-16 Colonels. Marcus with 19 carries for 121 yards. He enters the top 10 in Nichols history in career rushing yardage. Final seconds of the third quarter now. Langston's special teams would strike again. It's Kenrick Roberson with a 46-yard kickoff return here. The Lions racked up 224 kick return yards in this one, and really, that was what was keeping them in the game, was good field position. But the Colonel defense stood tall, and they kept the Lions off the board. Nichols' offense got it going too. Toscani Figueroa in at quarterback here. He runs for 25 yards, and he earned every inch of it. They had to tear his helmet off here to get him down. Figueroa ran for 84 yards on 10 carries, alternating with Bo Hebert at the quarterback position. 2 plays later, Figueroa buys some time, and he finds Dylan Leday all by his lonesome. It looks like it's going to be an easy score here, but tight end Nick Skelpo, a little bit too aggressive on the block, goes below the knees, and they take the points off the board on the penalty. So they penalize the Colonels here, but Nichols would put those points right back on the board. It's 2nd and goal at the 16 coming up here. And Figueroa floats it to Kerry Fortson in the back of the end zone. It's 35-16 Nichols midway through the 4th. Langston does get some of the late points on the board. Mark Thigpen in at quarterback to back up Mark Wright, and he would rush it in from the 7 here. But that was the only touchdown the defense allowed after the first Lion drive of the ball game. The Colonels would counter in the closing moments. Dalton Hilliard scoring on 2nd and goal from the 16 coming up. It wasn't pretty, but it is a 20-point victory. 42-22 the final score. The Colonels now 2-2 on the year, while Langston falls to 0-3. Tale of 2 halves in this one, the first half and the second half. And that Colonel team that played the final 30 minutes, much more indicative, I think, of what we can see down the road here.
Yeah, I never take anybody lightly, first of all, and I don't think our program is to the point where we are base wins on style points. We have a lot to correct, there's no question, but again, I wanted the players to still enjoy it. It's great to win here, and get things going, and we got a great game coming up on Saturday, but again, these are young men, and they're trying to learn how to win too, and I tell them a lot of times, and I've been with programs that we won all of our games, but winning breeds winning, and so does losing breed losing. And what we're trying to do is shake out of that. So they enjoyed it, we made the corrections, and we'll emphasize all those things this week and try to get them all straightened out.
I think you tip your cap to Langston too. They came ready to play that ball game.
I tell you what, just anytime you're competing and you got athletes, everybody has pride, and they've got some good players. Do they have as many as us? No. But they got some good players, and the game is all about momentum. Just think of a few weeks ago when we were at Western Michigan, the same situation, because when we defeated Western Michigan, they at that time felt like they were a pretty good team because they lost a heartbreaker to Michigan State. And so we went right into their place, and we were the team that built and got some confidence in our play and sustained it for 4 quarters.
All right, Coach, sitting at 2-2 right now. The Colonels homestand continues this Saturday against Arkansas Tech. We have 3.5 hours of pregame coverage for you on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers at 2:30. KNSU 91.5 FM brings you the Colonel pregame pass. Then at 3:30, LA 106.3 Rock Hits Radio airs the Colonel Insider. They'll also carry the game live. At 5:30, it's the Colonel Countdown on our flagship station, KLRZ 100.3 FM, which can be heard in New Orleans and the Tri-Parishes. Their sister station, KLEB 1600 AM, broadcast to South Lafourche and Grand Isle. They'll begin their coverage at 5:30, and both of those stations will carry the game live as well. Also, fans who can't make the game can watch a live web stream on Colonel's All Access. You can head to GoColonels.com to register. We'll be back with more of the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm in a moment.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's. You're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
We welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. Let's take a quick look at results from the rest of the Southland Conference from this past weekend. In addition to the Colonels' win against Langston on Saturday, plenty of good news from around the league. Went 7-1. Stephen F. Austin shocked number 3 Montana State in Nacogdoches to improve to 2-2. 12th ranked McNeese State went to 4-0 with a thumping of Weber State. Number 5 Sam Houston State picked up a 52-21 win over Incarnate Word. They're playing this season as an FCS independent before joining the Southland next year. Bearcat running back Timothy Flanders became the all-time Southland rushing leader. 13th ranked Central Arkansas hung on for a hard-fought victory at Missouri State. Southeastern Louisiana tied a season high with 309 rushing yards and held off Samford on the road. Lamar freshman running back Cade Harrington ran for a career-high 143 yards and scored twice as Lamar rolled past Bacone College in the Cardinals' home opener. Northwestern State suffered a pair of breakdowns in the kicking game in a loss at UAB for the league's lone blemish. Abilene Christian, a future Southland member, lost at number 24 Illinois State. ACU went into that game with the nation's number 1 offense. We are with you here on the Charlie Stubbs Show with the head coach of the Colonel football program, Charlie Stubbs. Arkansas Tech coming in this weekend. It is homecoming. And it should be a great crowd out here. The Wonder Boys, a Division II program. You'll be seeing them for the first time as a head coach. What have you learned about them so far?
Well, they're, again, it's not coach talk, but they're very well coached. I mean, they're very sound in their schemes in all 3 phases. They play extremely hard. So I really know it's going to be a test, and if we're ever going to get a wake-up call, we got it last Saturday. And so, again, they're going to come in. They're going to look at us as an opportunity. They're 2-1, so they've got a good thing going there. And they haven't stepped into their conference play yet, but they'd just love to knock a team off just like us. So we're going to have our A game, which is what I expect from our guys. Arkansas Tech out of the NCAA D2 Great American Conference. They're 2-1 on the year. They beat Southern Nazarene 49-7 on the road last weekend. Keatrick Harmon rushed for 132 yards and 3 scores on 18 carries, and DeAndre Bonner had 2 interceptions. Tech ran for 277 yards in that game. That was their highest total since Halloween of 2009. Kickoff coming up 6 o'clock Saturday evening, and the Colonels looking to move to 3-2 on the year. And I think, again, that's where you wanted to be. Get those 2 wins against Langston and Arkansas Tech, shock an FBS team, which you did against Western Michigan. You go into the bye week and Southland Conference play at 3-2, and I think any Colonel fan going into the year would be very happy with that. The biggest thing we got to take care of Saturday. Yes. I don't get it too far ahead, but right now we do have an opportunity to be 3-2. And again, we'll have a great week of preparation. Again, we have a few guys that unfortunately are out right now, but I know they're there in spirit with us, you know what I mean, encouraging and right there with us. So, but it gives us an opportunity really to develop other players that we're going to need throughout conference play also. So it can be a blessing in disguise really when some of those other guys that wouldn't get but limited playing time right now, they're getting significant playing time. So it'll help us with our depth. All right, Coach. Well, it is homecoming week here at Nichols, and one member of the Colonel football family has really defined what it means to come home. Amanda Kelly has the story.
A former Colonel who has returned to Nichols after 30 years to receive his diploma has earned more than what he was expecting. Greg Greely, a legendary defensive back, put his academic endeavors on hold as he pursued a professional football career. Now, decades after his college playing days ended, he's come back for his diploma and is serving as a role model for the team as a student assistant coach. This past Saturday, as a tribute to his legacy on and off the field, Greely received the ultimate honor from Nichols, a spot in its Hall of Fame. Greely started at Nichols in the early 80s, twice earning All-Louisiana honors. He departed Nichols as the all-time school leader with 21 interceptions before embarking on a pro career.
After my senior year here at Nicholls State in 1984, I was drafted by the United States Football League, San Antonio Gunslingers, 24th player overall, the second round. I had a brief stint with them. That didn't work out as well as I was hoping it to work out, and then I came and signed a free agent contract with the New Orleans Saints. But before that, I had some trials with the Houston Oilers and the Green Bay Packers as well.
Greely's focus at that time was clearly on football as his coursework took a back seat. After his pro career ended, Greely spent many years working in the private sector. After so many years away from Nicholls, Greely decided it was time to come home and finish what he started. But after arriving back on campus, he couldn't get his mind off of the game and sought to help out the Kronos football team any way he could.
Well, here's the thing. When I got back, I had reached out to Coach Stubbs, and then Coach Stubbs reached right back out to me. He brought me in, he sat down, he talked with me. He got a little chance to know me a little bit, and I expressed interest in working with the football program. And Coach Stubbs was a great person. He stood there and he said, well, Greg, look, I can get you in. I can have you to do things with the program to maybe encourage the guys and give them some life experience talks. So it worked out for me. Right now I'm working with Coach Brandon Washington as an assistant defensive line coach. Last year I worked with Coach Mario Jabarel as an offensive assistant line coach. So I'm learning the game from both sides of the ball right now, and it's a great experience for me. I've always wanted to coach, and it's working out really well for me.
Greely's help is much appreciated by the team, coaches and players alike.
Well, he's a great role model, first of all. That's the way I looked at it first, because I admire a person, especially at our age. You know, he's not as old as I am, but, you know, he could have very easily just kind of gave up the ghost on his academics, because the real story is, of course, he was an excellent football player here at Nicholls in the past and put all his eggs in one basket. You know, he just wanted to be an NFL player or a Canadian football player, and it just didn't work out. And then he went on and just in life, and he got back and he said, well, shoot, I'm going to go back and finish my degree, and I admire it because many people wouldn't do it. And I think it's a great testament to him, but also now it's a living example right there for our kids, because I have a lot of guys on the team that are good kids, but some of them always need a little bit of help and encouragement, and he gives them that. And he's a great role model for them, because I have young men that come from all kinds of challenging backgrounds, some single parent families, some unfortunately low income and just different things, don't have all the resources. But I just hope that they can see the light here to finish their degree and you know, hopefully play championship football at the same time.
Greely's on-field accomplishments certainly warranted a place in the Nicholls Athletics Hall of Fame. But it's been Greely's personal journey back to education and service that ensured his induction.
I think it's a big deal because it's getting recognition and it's tradition. I think that in any good program you got to have some semblance of tradition. So again, it's nice for them to recognize him, but he's very deserving of it, and he loves Nicholls. And so that's a great combination.
With his priorities now firmly in place, Greely has a support system around him, with family and spiritual leaders by his side on Saturday.
Well, I'd like to congratulate Greg on his accomplishment in being inducted into the Nicholls State Hall of Fame. And, his church family and his friends are very proud of him. We are thankful for how he has turned his life around. He hit some bumps along the way. I think it's encouraging and inspiring to other young people who sometimes make some mistakes, sometimes make bad decisions. It's a testimony to the fact that it's not the end, and Greg is proof of that. And he's on a positive track now. We're just proud of him, and we thank God for his success, and we wish him much success in his future endeavors.
Greg, we certainly want to commend you on your achievements with Nicholls State University. A man of your word. You're determined to commit to what you say you're going to do. You had a tough time in doing that. The fact of the matter that you did do it, and you are continuing to do it, we are so proud of you.
It is such an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be here tonight to witness him inducted into the Nicholls State Colonels Football Hall of Fame. It's just amazing. He's a humble young man. He's good at what he does, and I was just impressed to sit there and listen that he still has the record after all these years of 21 interceptions in a 4-year career at Nicholls State. And I'm proud of him for being who he is, because as of right now, He's back in school, working with the football team to get his bachelor's degree after 30 years. That is very impressive.
Though Greely has only 15 more hours to complete before earning his degree, the hope is to see him around for longer as he plans a full-time coaching career. His legacy is now cemented forever at Nichols. His records may someday be broken, but his energy and leadership is inspiring a new generation of colonels. For the Charlie Stubbs Show, I'm Amanda Kelly.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Folks, there are plenty of ways to keep up to the minute with Nichols Athletics. Check out our pages at Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for all of the latest information on Nichols Athletics. This is the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day.
And get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Welcome back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. Louisiana's best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. This week, it's Spencer Valdespino from our undefeated soccer program. The sophomore scored a hat trick on Friday in a 3-0 win over McNeese, then added another goal Sunday in a victory at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Valdespino has 9 goals on the year. The Colonels are off to an 8-0-1 start. They'll host Abilene Christian tomorrow afternoon and Incarnate Word on Sunday. After the completion of each match, you can watch it on demand on your computer or mobile device through Colonel's All Access. Elsewhere around Nichols Athletics this weekend, the volleyball team visits Incarnate Word tonight and Abilene Christian on Saturday, and our cross-country teams compete in Lake Charles on Saturday. Coach, this is homecoming week. Arkansas Tech, the opponent, 6 p.m. on Saturday. You finally got a chance to play in front of your home crowd this past weekend. This should be even bigger. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We hope everybody comes out. Just a reminder always at 3:45 on game day, we have our Colonel Walk. The guys really do appreciate it when they go down and walking towards our locker room and stadium to hear the support for them. And just, you know, it's a great day. It's a great day, and it's also going to be a blackout day, I hear, a little promotion there. So, again, come out, watch the Colonels play, and watch us win.
Thanks so much, Coach. We'll talk to you next week on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. The Charlie Stubbs Show has been presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.